Well, hello there, ladies and gents. I'm Tammy Sipniewski, your crypto queen. Thank you so much for popping by my channel. Please know that this is not financial advice. I'm only here to entertain you, but I will say this, try to only buy on those red candles. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Apollo Inu Token, which is a token I never heard of. It's so strange because earlier one of my friends wrote me on Twitter and said, hey, you know anything about this token? And I really didn't. And then a subscriber of mine left a comment saying, hey, before I buy into this token, can you please have a look at it? There are a few very basic steps that I take whenever I start looking into a particular token. I usually go to their website first, then I'll go to CoinMarketCap, and then I'll just, look at Etherscan a little bit, check out their social media postings, and, get a feel for it. As soon as I went to the website, something just felt wrong. Then I head on over to CoinMarketCap, and there I'm just left with more questions. So from there, I hit the link that takes me on over to Etherscan, and there's red flags waving all over the place on this one. Then I go to YouTube because sometimes these tokens have their own channels and I'd like to hear what they say. What do I find on YouTube? A lot of the big influencers starting to pump this particular token. And when I see that, I get very, very nervous. Okay, listen, I'm sure a lot of you know this game. I'm sure you understand this game, but maybe someone's new to cryptocurrency and they don't know. So I'm going to tell you right now, there's other YouTube channels, YouTube influencers that have their own channels about cryptocurrency. And there's kind of like this little pyramid thing that they got going on. And they follow this cookie cutter fashion of the way they promote cryptocurrency to make a fortune. At the very top of this pyramid is someone who's looking to start a token. So they'll begin emailing people, hey, will you promote my token with a video? We'll pay you. So right off the bat, that YouTuber is making money on that particular video. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with, working hard to make a video, put one together. I think as long as you're telling people, hey, I got paid to make this video. I think the great majority of channels that are out there are probably like mine. Just someone who's looking to invest their own money and kind of taking you along with them so that you can see, okay, this is what our chart analysis is. This is how we're doing our research. This is how you can find things on Ether, that type of thing. But then there's the dark side. And we're going to talk about them now. Okay, so now they know this particular token is going to be launched, but they're not making a video about that right away. The token still has to be launched. Everybody's friends got to buy in first. Everything's done on the hush hush. So maybe this token is officially launched on I don't know. Let's pull any random date, January 12th. So this little token that nobody's ever heard of because there's been no marketing for it, no Twitter page, no nothing, has millions of dollars dumped into it. Just for 1 second, we're going to shelve the token because now we're going to talk about the YouTube influencer themselves, okay? So not only do they sit there and make videos that they get AdSense revenue on, but they also have different groups, like a Patreon group. Like you can belong to this person's Patreon group. You're paying them a monthly fee. And for that monthly fee, what they're going to do is give you tips on certain tokens before anybody else. Now, this is how those influencers double dip on you, okay? First of all, they're going to make money just to make the video. Then they're buying into this particular token very early. Now here's where the Patreon group comes in. This influencer now says, okay, hey guys, I got a tip on this great token. It is going to explode. So the Patreon group now begins to buy into this particular token. What's that going to do? That's going to raise the price of the token. So now the influencer has made money off of making this video when it's launched, and he's making money off the fact that the Patreons are now buying because every time somebody buys in, the price continues to go up and up and up. Now comes for the final step where the devs give the okay to the influencer to go ahead and release the video about this particular token. So the influencer gets up there and says, this is going to be such an amazing project. I've looked at the white papers, I've looked at the tokenomics. This is an absolute gold mine. This is not financial advice though. Please don't take this as financial advice, but this is going to be huge. So we know what's going to happen here. The people that are lowest on the pyramid, the regular old subscribers to the YouTube channel, not members of the Patreon group, not people that are in the know, now they start buying the token. And that's going to drive the price of that token up even further. So now the people that started the token, the people that bought in very first, now they're starting to dump their tokens. Now the price starts coming down. Coming down. Everybody over here has already sold out. Probably the influencer has even sold out. And now, hey, I know you bought way up here, and now's your chance to buy that dip. I mean, this is where I got in. I mean, if you buy now, this is where you'd be just as profitable as me. If you're buying the dip, go on and buy. That's a lot of bread. Anyway, let's jump into this Apollo Inu. So the first thing I want to do is take a look at the project's website. I Googled the project's name and I finally got to page 6 and I still didn't find their official website. So I went over to CoinMarketCap. They always have the website link there. So I had to jump off the link from CoinMarketCap to even find their website. The official Apollo Inu website is just incredibly vague. It's the vaguest website that I've ever looked at for a project. Apollo Inu is an Ethereum token designed for people who are passionate about bringing content into the world, whether you're enjoying painting, poetry, pixel pushing, da-da-da. We are all creatives at heart, and this is just the beginning. The tokenomics, 3% reflection, 2% burn, 1% to the artistic DAO or DAO. Step 2, 100% fair launch. No pre-sales or dev tokens were distributed. 100% fair launch meant whoever knew about the project on day 1 was able to buy. Step 3, initial liquidity locked for 6 months. So a 6-month lock liquidity is the least amount of liquidity lock time I've ever heard of. You look past all of these steps and it says more information coming soon. Thanks for your patience. We are putting a great deal of care and planning into the central component. We have received great input over the last few days and we want to make sure we nail it before we share more details. Really? Now we come down to the roadmap. And normally when you look at a token's roadmap, they have things, plotted out. Quarter 1, 2, 3. This is what we have planned for the future. We're going to hit the metaverse. They have this ginormous, grandiose plan. I'm not saying that all tokens are ever going to be successful with implementing their plans, but usually there's something there to look at. So they have a very small to-do list for quarter 1, and for quarter 2, become a massive source of empowerment for creativity. And then after the roadmap, oh, whoops, my bad, no nothing. On top, they have links. Let's go see the Twitter. January 14th. So if this is going to be a fair launch, of course they started marketing right away. They want everybody to be a part of their fair launch. So maybe the token took off January 20th, something like, when could they really have released it? Let's go to CoinMarketCap. On CoinMarketCap, the price has skyrocketed today over 132%. The price is at 401672. So let's come down to the chart. And if you leave it on the one-day chart, it looks like it just blew up today. The influencers were talking about it and caused a huge spike in the price. But if you zoom out to 3 months, let's see when this token was launched. Or I should say at least listed on CoinMarketCap, and that was January 15th, the day of their very first tweet. And the price from January 15th did nothing but go up and up and up and up until we hit about January 21st. On January the 21st, it started to dip down, where for the next few days it entered an area of accumulation. Let's go to holders. Right now they have 1,226 holders. CoinMarketCap started keeping track on January the 14th, and at that time there was 304 holders. Now let's jump on over to Etherscan. And if we come down to transactions, we can see there's a lot of activity going on here. A lot of people making purchases today. A lot of people. But what I'm interested in is when was the first transaction made. So if we go to the last page, we can see the minted 2 trillion tokens. We can see 1 trillion of them going into the dead wallet address and the other 1 trillion headed on over to Uniswap. And the very first buy was transacted 14 days ago on January 12th at 8:48 at night. On the very first day that it was launched, it has 15 pages of activity. So we'll go ahead, 15, and there's 25 transactions, so that's 375. Now let's go on over to the holders. Excuse me, I shouldn't actually say holders, I should say wallets. And you can see a lot of these wallets are already starting to dump. There's other wallets that are still holding. You know why? Because they anticipate the price is going to go even higher. They're going to start dumping on the people that are getting in now. Would you want to get into a project with this incredibly vague website? No white papers, no, hey, this is where we're going, this is where we're going to take you, nothing. So let me put it this way, okay? I mean, you can try to beat these people at their own game. If you bought in earlier today, and let's say you have a price increase of 30%, 40%, 50% you've made on your money, dump out, get out now, get your profits, and leave. Now listen, okay? I'm not saying that this is a bad project. I'm not saying that this project is 100% going to fail. I'm just saying, for me, it looks sketchy, and I wouldn't put a dime into this token. Please keep in mind what I'm saying. Even though it looks like there's 1,300 something people in it, it doesn't have to be that. One person can have numerous wallets. So maybe you have a dozen people only that bought in on day one. If you do make the decision to invest into Apollo Inu, make sure you take your profits right away. Don't fool around, grab your profits, and that's just my personal opinion. Please don't be angry with the messenger. Anyway, I do thank you for coming by my channel, and until next time, don't forget, only buy on those red candles, and please take care of yourself.